This is Dennis from Guitar Lessons Ithaca. I think it's a wonderful thing to be able to think and feel in halftime when you're improvising jazz. And as Hal Galper says, it keeps you relaxed. And it's he says be exciting, not excited. And so I did a little experiment that I think is very interesting about where I played feeling halftime, and I'll share details of that experiment in a minute. Not only am I going to tell you details, but I'm going to tell you what I think are the results of the details, and then I'll let you hear the experiment yourself and you can see what your takeaways might be. But before that, I'd like to give some background about what it means to really think and feel in halftime, because I had read his book, Forward Motion, Hal Galper's book, that is, like 20 years ago, and I did start tapping on 1 and 3 as opposed to 2 and 4, but I didn't really understand the depth of what it meant to think and feel in halftime, and I'm going to try and demonstrate that right now. If we choose the tune Have You Met Miss Jones at a regular tempo of 168 and play along with that, I'm just going to improvise a little bit, and then I'll show you what's going to happen. So this is clicking on every beat. This is 168, and I'm going to just like 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Right? Everything's fine. And most musicians know that, it's much cooler to put the metronome like on 2 and 4, for example, which is fine. Now it's at 84. The metronome's at 84. So this is 1, 2. I mean, you could have it on 1 and 3. But my point is, there's a better way, in my opinion, to use the metronome to feel halftime, and it's not just putting it on 1 and 3. Here's what it sounds like on 1 and 3 before I get to 2 and 4. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then that, in my opinion, that didn't really change much in terms of the way I was thinking and feeling. If I put it on 2 and 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Right? I'm still thinking the regular 168, even though the metronome's only clicking in 84. But if I go to 41 and put it on the 3 of counting the original way, putting it on the 3, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Now, the reason I've chose that is because now it acts as the 2 and 4 in halftime, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So I'm not really thinking of it as the 3 anymore of the original tempo. I'm thinking of it as 2 and 4 in the halftime feel. Now, of course, I'm not going to, it's not halftime. I'm not making the tune twice as long. I'm just thinking halftime feel. So here we go. So this is putting the metronome on 2 and 4. This would be like 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. And before I play, I'm just going to kind of soak in the vibe of thinking in halftime. Just nice and 2, 3. Maybe take a deep breath. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I don't know if it sounded any different, but I sure felt a lot nicer, and it's more. It's going to be much more conducive for me to think of creative things. Now, in the experiment I didn't quite do it like that. I think that doing it like this is even better than what I did in the experiment, because it's helping to achieve an internal way of thinking and feeling. What I did in the experiment was I used Band in a Box to do Have You Met Miss Jones at 168, and then I set it to do it at 84 with reduced, with everything reduced. So instead of 32 bars, I told it to do it over 16 bars. So the tune remains the same, but the halftime feel. So then what I did was I improvised to the regular feel, the 168. And then the halftime feel, the 84. And then the third step was I took the 84 and put it and listened to it against the 168 rhythm section, and I compared it to the solo I did when I was thinking 168. This is how I analyzed the results of it. In the halftime feel where it says 84, I took more time to develop my lines, which is, in my opinion, a good thing. I was perhaps slightly behind the beat. I'm never really behind the beat. I'm always right on top, for better or for worse. But it was less on top, let's say, than when I was thinking halftime than when I was thinking regular time. I used more rhythmic motifs, which is a good thing. There's more precision with the 16th notes, meaning when I say 16th notes, it's as it relates to the original tempo. So it would have been 32nd notes in the halftime feel, but there was somehow more precision there. I think there was more half note triplets and more space between the phrases, all of which are a good thing. In the 168, the regular 4/4 swing tempo, there was a tendency for the lines to go on longer, which probably would be fine, but since I only did a few choruses, it most likely could have been, you could make the case that was a bit too soon, that you would only start doing that later in the solo. Whereas, like I said, I took more time to develop when I was thinking in halftime, and there's more 8th note triplets. So the point of the story is, I think that thinking in halftime, this goes to show that the halftime sounds better. Let me let you listen for yourself. You can listen to the first solo is when I was just hearing the regular rhythm section as is, and the second solo was when I was listening to the rhythm section in halftime. Hope you enjoy this little experiment. Let me know what you think.